Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the...
Okay, Larry, thank you. We are just off I-95 at the home of the Eagles, Lincoln Financial Field on the south side of Philadelphia. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Chicago Bears and the Philadelphia Eagles. Set to play football in Philly as Caleb Sturgis boots it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by one of the more mobile quarterbacks in the league, and that's Tyrod Taylor.
7-6 as a first-time starter in 2015. He did a really nice job taking care of the football. 20 touchdown passes, just 6 interceptions.
Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
This is Howard on 2nd down. He takes this for 3 to the 29. And we peek at the defense now for Philadelphia.
Fletcher Cox is a Pro Bowl, all-pro talent at defensive tackle. And even though he didn't have his best year in 2016, still warranted double and triple teams from opposing offenses. If he's singled up, he usually finds his way into the opposing backfield to wreak a little bit of havoc.
They go play action with Taylor. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast, and a big sack. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. This is away, and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this punt sails over the sideline, and the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by their 6'5 quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
He didn't have as many throws or plays in college as many of the quarterbacks that were coming out in the draft, but he maximized what he had. Ended up winning 2 national championships as a starting quarterback at North Dakota State.
The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon, looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there to swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And not great starting field position here for the offense. They go play action here on first down. And Taylor cannot escape. He goes down to the end zone. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. This is taken at the 18. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now Mixon. And he will be hit with a lot of force and spun down. And that's a gain of 6 on the first down run.
And there's a run to... be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Sunday.
They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quentin Demps. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find the matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
And he'll get this only up to about the 35. A gain of 3, second down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well. But when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Now a play fake. Wentz escaping the pressure right. And he's going to be out of bounds up around the 45-yard line. Wentz can pull it down when he needs to, and the 6'5" quarterback picks up the first down. So the youngster able to use the legs to pick up the first.
And one of my pet peeves when they see this guy play, when Carson Wentz takes off running the football, I always hear people go, oh, he's sneaky athletic. No, he's athletic. Watch him do it. He's an integral part of the quarterback run game, and he gets it done very, very well.
Yeah, you don't like sneaky athletic, do you? That's
no,
just kind of a jab in the back.
Yeah, not when it doesn't apply. I think that's a stereotype that needs to be broken down for him.
And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. Ertz has it left side. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Wentz going to try and throw on 3rd. Dumps it off to Mixon. Past the 20. And he takes this thing down deep into Chicago territory. And that one results in 35 yards.
The best passing attacks in the NFL often incorporate the guys out of the backfield catching the football. And that's what we just got on that play. As a primary receiver, not always just a check down, not always a safety valve. Sometimes they just get it to them right away because they have the matchup advantage.
And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
To throw is Wentz. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Pernell McPhee from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. From the gun, it's Wentz. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. So the drive takes him inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
Now it's Sturgis converted on the field goal. Now he'll send this one away on the kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now a play fake here on first down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, with the last couple of plays for the offense not being good at all, my thought process as a coordinator, get the ball in the hands of my best player and see if I can salvage anything out of this drive.
And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. The gun, it's Taylor. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Call it a gain of 5, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now here's Ross. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
that.
Super toe.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And down he'll go at the 25. An Eagle first down. Wentz hooking up with Jeffrey.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Throwing on first is Wentz. Throw left side complete. It's Burton. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. A reminder coming up at this and every halftime this season, we'll be checking in with Larry Ridley in Orlando for highlights and analysis of our first half.
LR, that's my man.
That's your guy. On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Oh, it's a screen pass. It's complete. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. Working from the gun, Wentz. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jarrell Freeman. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Jordan Howard and the Bears offense making their way back out there. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
We often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series, so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. On 2nd down, here's Taylor. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Well, they tried to swing it out left into the flat. Complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
And yet again, nowhere to run. This time maybe we'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. So 4th down, John Fox will turn it over to his field goal unit. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And that will push the lead up to 5. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us want to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit. Taking it over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Wentz now to throw. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Here's Jeff Locke now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. On the return, it's Tate. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Now Taylor, he's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And down he goes just beyond the 35. And that pretty move got him some extra space to run. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Eagles trail at home at halftime. The Bears have looked good on the road and will just try to keep the ball rolling in the second half. All right, let's roll the highlights.
All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Now they run with Mixon. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Wentz. And this is going to be incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's Jeff Locke now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. Now it's Tate. Shreds the tackle. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right up.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jordan Hicks coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Let's go. Now Taylor to throw on second down. He's going to sling this deep down. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A huge play there for Chicago. 42 yards.
We just saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught. They start to creep up a little bit, and that's when you can hit them big over the top.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and they're going to have a 3rd down. From the gun, it's Taylor. Over the middle, complete. That's Richardson. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Getting out a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Again, it's Howard. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Jordan Howard, a 15-yard touchdown run. And the Bears will extend their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And Nelson's got it here right side. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. They fake the give. Now Wentz. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Pernell McPhee in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
And he slings one that's incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. The Eagles on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Shotgun now for Wentz. Flush to his right. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game. And I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they missed a golden opportunity.
The punter lockout there now as he sends it away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Now Taylor on 1st down. He's going to air one out. It's caught inside the 25. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 64 yards.
I love how he just charged off the line of scrimmage as fast as he could, gave a head fake or two, and headed toward the post in the middle of the field. How about the delivery of the football? A big play as a result.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Running with Howard. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Calling no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. Well, that was better than the first go-around when he lost yardage, but still nothing there, and that sets up a 3rd and long. Tough spot here.
Put it mildly. Sometimes I wonder if some of that old-school football should come back into play. You know what I would think here? Quick kick. Try and change field position. Help out your team.
On 3rd down, this is Howard. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Call it a gain of 2 as time has run out on this 3rd quarter of play. It's Bears football here. They also have the lead as well as we begin quarter number. And we'll begin it with a field goal try here. This will be a 34-yard attempt. And Hopkins' kick is good. And that will make this now a 15-point advantage. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give them some breathing room and lets them build up a little cushion.
Returning it, John Ross. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
He was looking for Joe Mixon there out of the backfield. And now it's 2nd down.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Wentz will try again on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Now Wentz on third down. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Quentin Demps. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Onto the field now come the Bears. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, oh.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Jordan Howard, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Turning into a really good performance on the road, week 1. You're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Leonard Floyd coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
This is Howard. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain there on 1st and 5, and it leaves him with a more standard 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bakima Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
Brandon, this is clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Taylor hit. He lost the football.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. Ross on the return. And just shutting him off there. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
To throw, it's Wentz. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he'll get nothing out of that one. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. On play action, it's Wentz. Flushed out right. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So now on is Caleb Sturgis for the Eagle field goal. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. And Sturgis able to knock it through, and the deficit falls under 20 now. It's a 19-point game. Well, in the grand scheme of things, it's likely not going to matter much, but at least they get themselves 3 points closer to respectability.
And I don't know that they're going to feel a whole lot better about things because they've clearly been outplayed all game long. But, hey, no reason not to take the points when the opportunity presents itself.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good. Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment. And to do it this convincingly, that just tears up the script that every home team has, which is nobody comes into our house and pushes us around. They took care of business today. Yeah, they pushed around, and now the final stages of this one. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. But it was stopped on that play. We had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to them the rest of the game.
Let's go!
They go with Howard again. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The Bears on third down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 6.
Let's go!
To throw is Taylor. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. A 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far. Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week? Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team. Just something to build on. Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On 1st down, Wentz. He's going to let it fly. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. 61 yards. And the Eagles make some inroads here on that deficit. And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team. But I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it? Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film. But this one's over, let's be honest. Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. Caleb Sturgis now for the point after. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. Only one timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down. I agree totally. I looked at my time management chart. It says take a knee, victory formation. They just have one timeout left, and that should be all she wrote. By the way, it's a good thing you can read that because nobody else can. Not with my chicken scratch, not at all. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1.